Jordan Tyson, the grab with the 13. He's got room, running to his right. Outfield now, running at the 35, running at the 40, running at 45. He's got room. It's a foot race. 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown! Touchdown, Colorado! How many times have we told you about the lightning-like ability of Jordan Tyson? Well, a little bit of late excitement there. An 88-yard punt return by Jordan Tyson, pulling the Buffs with an 8, but they still fall on homecoming 2022, 42-34 to the Arizona State Sun Devils. Hi, everybody. Welcome to the Buffalo Stampede. Coach Gary Barnett, voice of the Buffs, Mark Johnson. Well, they made a game of it, and there were some positives to take out of this. Still a loss, but what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, it was exciting there for a while, thinking what could happen with 3 minutes left. But, yeah, that was a great play. But and on the outside, people look at that score and they go, oh, pretty close game. Reality wasn't all that close. But we made some headway, at least offensively, I think. You can't just complete 13 passes in a game like this and win it. We had a 100-yard rusher, Deion Smith. We had a 100-yard receiver, and Jordan Tyson. He had the big punt return for 87 or whatever it was, and those were spectacular. But the other side, we didn't play as well, and we gave up 400 yards passing. And Mark, you can't win in any league when you give up 400 yards passing. And so we're just not playing complimentary football. Kids are trying. They're young. They're probably leaderless to some extent right now, and that's always an issue. But what can you say? I think they're better than they were 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, and I think they're still playing hard. And we'll have to see. We're just not really good enough to stop some of these teams. That's a game, though, that we could have won.
Yeah, no doubt about that.
We were not totally out personnel in that game.
Yeah, the Buffaloes, though, didn't capitalize in key situations. You said this in the end of our radio broadcast on the radio network. You said every game comes out of 4 or 5 plays. And this team just does not know how to make those plays in those situations.
They don't know which plays are those 4 or 5. And, the drop pass that you have, well, it's just a drop pass. Well, yeah, except that might have been one of those 4 plays that makes a difference. And so they got to understand that. It's 4 or 5 plays. You don't know which ones are going to be, and you've got to make them when your chance comes.
Yeah, for the first time this season, you look for the little positives in something like this. When you're 1-7, Buffalo scored over 20 points in this ballgame. First time they've done that all season long. Had their closest loss all season long. I know they're little things, but you're looking at a year like this. Afterward, we did hear from interim head coach Mike Sanford.
First off, I want to just commend our team for the fight that they exhibited throughout the entirety of 4 quarters, and the resolve. I think we started slow, as we know, defensively in the first half. Built ourselves a bit of a hole. I really think the first half was probably the best offensive football that we've played in the season. Was pleased with some of the playmaking. Really pleased also with the fact that we had a 100-yard rusher, 100-yard receiver. I believe it's the first time in a couple years, at least a year and a half. Right now we're at a place where I believe that the team is fighting, and it's showing up. I think on Saturdays, the way that they're fighting in practice, the way that they're going about their work every day. But obviously the missing link is playing that type of football when a defense gets a stop, the offense goes and scores, or Trevor Woods' interception, we need to back that up with 7. Or offense goes and has a tremendous drive, defense has to get a stop, and those are the things right now that I believe we're going to piece together throughout the course of these next 4 weeks. And we know that the challenges get even more significant, but we're up for the challenge.
That was Mike Sanford after the Buffaloes fall by 8, 42-34 as they lose to the Arizona State Sun Devils here on homecoming at Folsom Field. We continue with Coach Gary Barnett. We talked about Jordan Tyson there. There are some young players in this team you get excited about. He's one of those guys, 118-yard receiving, long touchdown, at a 58-yard touchdown, at the 88-yard punt return. He's an exciting young player.
Yeah, no question. And I think Deion Smith's doing a great job running the football.
Yeah.
And, I think we get Alex Fontenot. We're going to be a little bit better there, and Hankerson. We've got some guys, but we just don't have enough that are playing at a high level and playing every week. If you really love to play the game, you're going to go play it. You're going to play it as high a level as you can. Our issue now is we've got a brutal schedule coming up, and we just have to grow up a little bit in each one of those games, and that's the way we got to look at it.
Yeah, this November schedule, before the season began, you knew it was going to be very tough. You've got, coming up on Saturday, you've got Oregon. That's a 1:30 game, by the way, we found out. You've got USC. You've got Washington and Utah. 3 of those teams either have been or are in the top 10. This is a kind of slate down the stretch here, Gary, where when you've got liabilities, they get magnified against this level of competition.
Absolutely, and our pass defense right now is really suspect, and we're going to play 2 of the best passing teams, 3 of the best passing teams in the whole conference yet to play. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, but it'll be a challenge to get to play football, and get to play college football, and see what, you know, Mike Sanford's, you know, I think he's having fun. I think he's doing it the way he should do it, and we'll just have to see what happens.
You know, J.T. Shroud only had 13 completions, as Gary pointed out just a moment ago. When you watch him, Gary, 13 of 34 passing, what do you see from J.T.?
He had, what do you have, 1 big drop tonight and a couple that maybe could have been caught, but other than that, he had some inaccurate throws. Now, some of them weren't his fault because he was under pressure. I understand that. But if he's going to be a great thrower, he's got to be an accurate thrower.
Yeah, the Buffaloes, though, fall by 8 to Arizona State. They're sitting at 1-7 of the season, 1-4 in Pac-12 conference play. We'll take a timeout here to Buffalo Stampede. Our silent reporter, Andy Lindahl, joins us next.